All I gotta say is, thank you, Daniel Day-Lewis. Thank you. Hey, what's up, you guys? Film Fan 0599 here again, and today we're going to review Phantom Thread. So Phantom Thread stars Daniel Day-Lewis and Vicky Krieps, and what this film is basically about. It's about this dressmaker named Reynolds Jeremiah Woodcock, and he's very, very great at what he does with making dresses. And one day he meets this woman named Alma. And, at first he uses Alma as kind of his muse and whatever, but they start kind of building a relationship with each other. The only bad thing about this is that this relationship is kind of affecting Reynolds' work. So, yeah, that's basically what we see throughout the film. And, so yeah, what did I think of Phantom Thread? Now, going into Phantom Thread, the trailers really didn't do much for me. I really didn't think the trailers were all that great for the film. But what kept my excitement for this movie was the fact that Daniel Day-Lewis and Paul Thomas Anderson, were behind this movie. Daniel Day-Lewis, one of the greatest living actors ever, and Paul Thomas Anderson, one of the great directors still going today. So that's what made me excited for the movie and interested in the film. And I will say, Phantom Thread is a great movie. I really did love Phantom Thread a lot. Phantom Thread is a really fantastic film. I did quite like Phantom Thread a lot. It's a really great movie. So, let's get into my positives with Phantom Thread. My positives are, first being the acting. The acting is amazing in this movie. Do I really need to be the guy to tell you that Daniel Day-Lewis is incredible in this movie? Do I need to be the guy that really needs to tell you that Daniel Day-Lewis gives another fantastic performance? But I'm going to do it anyway, because Daniel Day-Lewis is incredible in this movie. He really gives a fantastic performance. He really gets lost into this character of, Reynolds Jeremiah Woodcock, like he really does. And he's fantastic. I love him in this movie. And I really love his character, too. Like, he's very precise about what he does. He very, very precise about what he does. He's very focused. He doesn't like to be bothered while doing his work. He's very focused. It's great. I really like that a lot about his character. Like, you gotta make your breakfast a certain way in front of him. You cannot speak to him when he doesn't want to be spoken to. If you do any of those things, it's going to throw him off for the rest of the day. And I really like that a lot. Sure, sometimes he can come off as a jerk when it comes to that, but, that's just what happens when you're very precise about your work, and when you're, that well-esteemed, and while, you're that great at what you do, you kind of get like that, and, have to be very precise about what you're doing, and very focused. I like that a lot about his character. And it was really great, and I thought Daniel Day-Lewis brought a lot to his character. I really did, and he's fantastic in this film. I don't know why some people are saying he did not deserve the Oscar nomination, because he most certainly did. He gives another phenomenal performance, and if this is his last performance, then what a last performance to go out on. So, yeah, he was really fantastic in the movie. Vicky Krieps was also really fantastic in this film, too. I really enjoyed her a lot in this movie. She, of course, plays Alma. She was great. I really did love her a lot in the film. She definitely gave a great performance as well, in this film. She was great. And the rest of the acting's really great, too. I thought everyone gave a fantastic performance in the film. The acting is very great in this movie. I thought everyone gave a nice, well-rounded performance. I was very invested in this relationship between, Reynolds and Alma. I really did like that a lot, interested in seeing where those two were going to go with each other, and I was very invested in that. Like, I really liked seeing that a lot, and seeing, kind of how this relationship is going out throughout the film. I really liked seeing that a lot. It was a nice character study of the both of them, and I really did like that a lot with this film. It was really great with the movie. I really did like that a lot about this film. The music in here, the music is fantastic. I really love the music with this movie. The score that plays throughout the film is really great. Like, I really love it a lot. It's a beautiful piece of music. I really do think so. It's amazing. I really do love the score with this film a lot. Like, it really, flows well with the movie, I think. It really does flow nice and well with this film, and it's really fantastic. Like, I really love the music a lot with this movie. The writing is great with this film. I think the writing is really fantastic with this movie. I do think the writing is really great. The dialogue, with the characters and stuff like that is really fantastic. And the directing is really great too. Paul Thomas Anderson does a phenomenal job directing this movie. It's very well shot, very well edited. The cinematography is gorgeous with this movie. It's a very well shot movie. It really is. I really do think the directing is really fantastic with this film, and Paul Thomas Anderson does another phenomenal job. And usually I don't speak about costumes in movies and stuff like that, but I will say a lot of the dresses that are in this movie are actually really nice. There's some really nice costume design in this film, and I really did like that a lot. And honestly, either this or Shape of Water should win Best Costume Design, because I really did love how a lot of the dresses looked in this movie. Like, they were really fantastic. So I'll give props to the costume designers on that one, because they were really fantastic in this movie. And lastly, I did think for the most part the pacing was really good. It's a very slow movie. It's a very slow moving movie. At least for me it was. But I will say it's one of those slow moving movies that keeps you interested. It's not slow because it's like, oh, it's dragging on forever. No, it's just kind of slow, just taking its time to develop things and stuff like that. I really like that. Like, it didn't for the most part feel boring for me. Like, I will say, even though it's very slow, it's the good kind of slow, take its time and stuff like that. I really like that. So I will say the pacing was good for the most part. Now, there are some negatives I do have with Phantom Thread. First being, not to spoil anything, of course, but there is a scene in the movie that kind of felt like it should have been kind of in the last portion of the movie, but like, it just kind of felt a little bit out of place for me. I was just like, this kind of feels out of place. Like, I really don't think it should be belonging here at this point in the movie. Like, it should be like somewhere maybe towards the end or something like that. And I just felt like it was just kind of out of place. And I was like, okay, like, it just kind of just felt a little bit out of place for me. And lastly, the movie does move a little bit slow at times. There are some points where it does kind of drag a little bit. So yeah. But other than that, I will say Phantom Thread is a really great movie. Like, I really did love this film a lot. It's really fantastic. Paul Thomas Anderson, makes another great one. So, yeah, Phantom Thread, really fantastic. So it's time for my official grade on Phantom Thread, and my official grade on Phantom Thread is an A-. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen Phantom Thread yet, I would highly recommend it. It's a really fantastic movie. Daniel Day-Lewis and Vicky Krieps give really phenomenal performances. Like I said, the directing's really great. So yeah, this movie is really fantastic. I really did love Phantom Thread a lot, and I do highly recommend it. So yeah, definitely deserves an A-. So if you have seen Phantom Thread, what did you think of it? In the comment section below. I'm FilmFan0599, and we will see you all later. Peace.